So you want to create a change in this world. Perhaps you don't have to vote somebody into office or change the laws. Perhaps we actually need to rethink the entire way we change this system. And I created a non-political campaign called the Never Vote Campaign, meant on purpose to spark a bit of controversy only as necessary to educate the public. Because when you challenge the status quo, naturally controversy will just happen. But it's not like we're asking for it or we wanting it. We really just want to help people see the truth, help people see those ideas that are kept away from them. So this Never Vote campaign goes into exactly that. If you go to nita.one/vote, this is a website, I have it on the screen for you guys, where you can learn about why people should never actually vote. Never, not don't vote in this election or be an independent or vote libertarian, but never vote, period. Now, this is a very unknown stance and position, but yet it is one based on a moral, psychological understanding of a concept called statism and voluntarism, which most people have never heard of, yet can unite so many people and get us away from the divisions and from the fear and the divide and conquer that is happening in modern day politics. I created a documentary called The Ugly Truth About Politics, and it goes into all the different facets of the political process. And what is this word politics? It means city, polis. It doesn't necessarily mean we have to vote people into office. It could mean that we're just helping out each other voluntarily without imposing our will on the others and say the left or the right, they're bad, we need to do this and impose it on them because they're evil.
What's the second part of that word? Politics.
Oh,
Ticks are parasites, man.
well,
We don't want no parasites anymore.
if you
Don't
notice,
vote.
over 50% of people often in America don't vote at all in the general election. So their voice isn't even being heard. And then the people who do vote, another 50% of them don't get what they want done. And they just have to sit there and be like, oh, well, I did what I could. My vote is my voice. But they're not actually voluntarily creating the world that they want. They are voting other people to change the world for them using violence on those they disagree with. They're not actively saying, hey, let's come together and let's build these solutions, show by example, educate people.
I got a question.
No. Businesses and organizations are not like businesses. So,
If they vote more
like
harder,
governments.
can't it help? If they vote more harder, like they can vote harder this time, it might help.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, just vote more harder.
You gotta. What if we don't have the right person in office, right? What if we need to just cut down on the laws? What if we just need to try to make it a little bit better? Like maybe if we pass this one person office, well then the economy will get better. Maybe my business will do better, and surely it will because we know this candidate has that position, right? But are we really going to go from one plantation to the next and still be on a plantation? Are we really going to play the game and still be the pawns, right? It's like this is the question. You, for the people, by the people, you're in charge, but you're not because you're putting someone else in charge of your life. So when you really break it down, if you want true freedom, if you're a true truth seeker, you're going to go to this website and you're going to look at these videos and these resources because no one else is going to share it with you. And somebody's got to tell it to you like it is, because if not us, who will? Right? All these people are invested. These people online, these political content creators, this is how they make their living. They play the game of ideology. They're stuck. They're not going to escape it because they built their whole branding around it. And these politicians, that's all they know. That's the only way they know how to change the world. That's the way most people think, oh, that's how we change the world. There is no speck of possibility of any way else. It's not like, influencers or celebrities or businesses, yeah, they don't make an impact. No, they make a huge impact every day. And they don't use politics. So what's up with that? How come a business doesn't need, votes, doesn't need violence or laws in order to change the world? And people like Elon Musk, people may dislike him, but is he running for office, imposing his will on everybody? No. But you know what businesses do with governments? They lobby them and they get done what they want because they can use the violence of the state to their business's benefit, which is why you see so many agricultural, medical industries working with the government. People like the FDA and all these three-letter agencies, Monsanto and all of the agricultural companies, they're all working with the government to protect themselves from lawsuits, to protect themselves against the consumers, to give themselves tax breaks so they can overrule all the mom and pop businesses. Amazon can, get away with not paying taxes, can get away with having a monopoly because they crush competition using the power of the state. So when you have people who can engage freely and voluntarily, it's very different from having a government that's telling people how to live their own lives. And even if you reduce that, well, why are we still telling people how to live their own lives? You see what I mean? At what point do we recognize that we simply own ourselves and that nobody should rule over us? Can we ever get to that point, or do we feel like, oh, it's got to happen gradually, or a transition? Did the abolitionists say, well, slavery needs to be reduced in increments and it needs to be gradually reduced? That was called gradualism. No, they were immediatists, meaning they wanted to end slavery now. They knew it was not going to be an instant process when they say now, but what they mean when they say now is that they have principles and that they live by those principles to say, this is right, this is wrong. Slavery is wrong, end it. And under all circumstances, end it. So if you recognize you own yourself, you recognize you're free, then apply that in all aspects of your life, no exception. Otherwise, are you truly free? You mix the lie with the truth, it makes the lie more dangerous. You allow any violence, it grows. You want to know why limited government doesn't work?
By voting, you're feeding the system and you're agreeing to this contract by voting.
Yes.
It's the same thing I think about the Constitution. People get mad at me when I say I'd wipe my ass with the Constitution. I would. I don't agree to some human being or scribbling some crap down and telling me what my rights are. I know what my rights are at birth. I'm sovereign. I'm free. Mm-hmm. And so is everybody else. We don't need a constitution. This is why they keep fighting over it.
Right. Read the works of Lysander Spooner, The Constitution of No Authority, where he proves from a lawyer perspective and a natural law moral perspective that you never gave your explicit consent to the Constitution. You're That's born right. into this country. You're presumed to be ruled the minute you're born out of the womb, and you have to sign all sorts of paperwork, and you have to record everything you're doing. You're not free. I have a video talking about why you're not free. You have to have licenses for this and that and this. You can't sell lemonade in front of Capitol Hill. You can't hand out brochures in front of Independence Hall. You can't drink or sell raw milk, something that has been produced for thousands of years, or grow a certain plant or consume it. Or it's like, is it not your body? Is this not your property?
You can't bury your dead. Think about this, thousands and thousands of years, because I've lost 2 friends in a period of like 1 week, just about a month ago. And the amount of money it costs for a funeral. The funeral industry is in bed with the pharmaceutical industry and the medical industry. Everyone's making money off of it. You can't even bury your dead. They'll say it's some type of physical health. No, it's not. Bury them in your backyard 6 feet deep and grow a garden.
Yeah, they actually have green cemeteries nearby where they actually use people's dead bodies to help produce landscapes. I mean, this is just a cycle of life. We're interfering with nature's natural changes and the spontaneity of people coming together, offering different solutions and products. But no, we say there needs to be a middleman. There needs to be a government or somebody say, oh, no, we got to use violence. We got to, tax or regulate this, right? So be sure to go to nita.one/vote, and you can actually print up signs, put them on different public areas where you are allowed, okay? Generally speaking, you want to respect people's private property and people's, living space, okay? But do share this around as much as you can. If you want to print them on actual political signs, put them next to political signs, you can do that. But let's share the word. Let's make this a big thing, the Never Vote campaign. Okay, there's nothing like this really out there as far as I'm aware, and this can make a big difference in the minds of people, helping them see a different reality. Thank you very much. This is simply the reality, and many people are trapped in an illusion.